What is up, everybody? Welcome in to the Fantasy Tap. I have my Week 7 recap, Week 8 preview of my zero running back strategy season series. If you don't know, if you haven't tuned in with us before, I did draft a team using the zero running back method at the beginning of the year, and I'm just taking you through how it's working out. So far, it's worked out pretty well. So, before we jump into it, if you could do me a favor and smash that like button, also hit that subscribe button, and hit the little bell icon. You will be notified every time a video is dropped. And then also when we go live frequently or a couple times throughout the week, as well as our bigger show on Sundays. We do our live stream before the kickoff. So we do it for typically about noon or at noon Eastern. Last week we actually started at 11 Eastern or 10:45 Eastern to give you guys a little bit more info and talk more fantasy football with you. But usually it's noon Eastern, and we answer all your start sit questions and stuff like that. Update you on who's playing, who's not playing, and things of that nature. So let's jump into it real quick. I've got my team here. Boom. And here we go. We are, let's go back to week 7. Week 7, boom. This was my matchup. I ended up getting the dub. I ended up pulling it out, obviously. Beating uh Ezekiel 7-8, 108 to 83.5. So Patrick Mahomes definitely helped me out there. Having a very bad game. Interception, fumble, just did not look like himself. The whole team is just struggling. So that really helped me out. Kyler Murray, obviously doing very well. And then he played Rashad Penny. I believe it was out of necessity. So who's only scored 0.9 points. Going into Friday, I was up by about 25, and he had or Monday, yeah. Going into Monday, he was up about 25, or I was up about 25, and he needed Marquez Callaway and Rashad Penny to outscore me by 25 points plus my defense, whatever they scored. And he didn't even outscore my defense. So but yeah, so overall, good day. I don't know if you guys saw the last episode or not. If you did, or if you didn't, even if you didn't, I made a move. I sent an offer out for Calvin Ridley and Javonte Williams, and I ended up sending away Devontae Adams. So it's a big risk. It's a big risk. I think Calvin Ridley is going to have a good back half of the season, or rest of season. He doesn't have his bye week anymore. So now I don't have to worry about Devontae Adams having his bye week, and I get a wide receiver one for the entire season. Also, it gives me depth at running back now. I have a little bit more depth. I think Javonte Williams is going to have a good back half of the season, especially if something happens to Melvin Gordon. So that kind of solidifies that running back 2 spot. And as you can see, he was my best running back this week. So has that upside, got in the end zone. Thank you, Lord, on that screen pass. I don't know if you guys were watching last Thursday night, but got in on a screen pass inside the red zone. So I was very pleased with that. um, and it kind of rounds out my team. I think I got Calvin Ridley for pretty cheap. He's if you look here, he's been getting the targets. He's been getting the targets. It's the yards and the touchdowns. He's just not doing it. Last year, he averaged just over 15 yards per catch. He hasn't had one game this year over 15 yards per catch. And I think that has to do with Kyle Pitts coming into his own, starting to, getting acclimated with the offense, which, I taught pre-draft, I talked about. I felt like he was gonna. It'd take a little bit for him to get started, and it has. But he's got a pretty nice schedule. I mean, Carolina, who's been okay, he's been pretty good. New Orleans, that's pretty tough. Their defense is always tough. Dallas, New England, Jacksonville, Tampa Bay. Carolina again. I like his back half, his schedule going into the rest of the year. And like I said, no bye week. And then Javonte Williams has a bye week in week 11, so I have to worry about that. But overall, I think it's a risky move that I made. Definitely, because if Calvin Ridley does not return to form and does not give me those wide receiver one numbers I need, then this was all for naught. Then this might it might end my season, to be realistic. So I am taking a shot on it, and I'm hoping that Javonte Williams starts to get a bigger role, and they kind of maybe fade Melvin Gordon out just a little bit, or not even just go to like a 60-40 or a 65-35, something like that. Because in my opinion, I mean, Melvin Gordon's running good, but I can tell at least, Javonte Williams is the truth. I think he's the better of the two. But anyways, I have, and it stinks because last week I picked up Zach Ertz right when he was traded. I was able to pick up Zach Ertz, played him there, and I'm very glad I have him at tight end. I don't have anybody else on the bench currently. I had Dawson Knox, but with his injury and I feel comfortable with Zach Ertz. I'm comfortable enough that he can be my tight end. I didn't want to carry two tight ends. So I do have to worry about his bye week, Zach Ertz's bye week. That is coming up on, not coming up, but on the 12th. So I do have to worry about that, and I can figure that out when I get there. But I'm pretty heavily invested in Cardinals. I've got him now, AJ Green, DeAndre Hopkins, and of course I've got Kyler Murray. So I'm a little too invested, unfortunately. But it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. I know DeAndre Hopkins is gonna, work out, and I know Zach Ertz. I think he's gonna be a fine tight end one moving forward, with upside to be a top 5, top 4 tight end. So really excited here. This is the rest of the matchup here. Didn't really have anybody, other than Mike Evans that really played well. Marquise Brown as well, but that's it. That is it. And I had a couple more guys that did it for me. I didn't put up a ton of points, but I did enough to get the job done. So let's jump into my transactions. We'll go down here, or here's the standings so far. Just beat Ezekiel 7-8. I believe he was first. He was first in the standings last week. So I moved up here to second, 5-2. Temperance is 5-2. With more points than I have. Nobody is yet to hit 1,000 points for. So we're getting there. We're getting close. I feel good. I feel good currently. Right now, if the playoffs were to start, I would be playing a Claude 08. They don't. This is the one thing about this league, and I didn't really realize it, which is fine. I'm not too worried about it. But first and 8 people get into the playoffs. 8 people out of 12, which is kind of a lot in my opinion, but I'm not the commissioner. I'm okay with that. And so I don't get that first round bye week. I have to play somebody. So not too worried about it, but definitely stinks. I wish, if you finish top 2, you get that bye. You don't have to worry about it that week, but it is what it is. Like I said, can't do anything about it. So let's check out my recent activity. I'll go down here. Boom. And here we are. We started there, winning off here with Zach Ertz, picking up Zach Ertz, dropping Marlon Mack, and then I made that trade with actually the first place guy, Devonta Adams, sending away Devonta Adams, picking up Calvin Ridley and Javonte Williams. Let me know what you think of that trade in the comments. I want to know what you think. As of right now, it's worked out because Devonta Adams is not playing tonight. So, yeah, I mean, and Javonte Williams scored almost 2 less points than Devonta Adams last week. So far, it's only 1 weekend. So far, it has played out. Had to drop somebody, so I dropped Ramondre Stevenson. He was inactive last week. With Brandon Bolden there, I think that's the guy. Him, JJ Taylor, and Damian Harris. Damian Harris is running great. So ended up picking up JaMycal Hasty. He is the second string running back there in San Francisco. So if something happens to Eli Mitchell, I'll have that backup there. I love having a piece of that backfield. And then what else did I do? I ended up dropping. Sorry, that was before the Sunday or Sunday morning. It was Sunday morning. I picked him up, and then I dropped him here to pick up Boston Scott. Picked him up as a free agent. Obviously, after that, Miles Sanders, it was week to week. Picked him up. Didn't have to pay anything for him. He was a free agent. Dropped JaMycal Hasty. I picked up the New Orleans or the Chicago Bears defense originally, because New Orleans Saints play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and yes, that it's New Orleans Saints defense, but I don't feel comfortable playing playing them against Tampa Bay. I mean, just is what it is. It's a go. And then what else did I do? Picked up Philip Lindsay and dropped Latavius Murray. And obviously, if you haven't heard, Mark Ingram, you probably have, but if you haven't, Mark Ingram was traded from the Houston Texans to the St. Louis, what the heck? New Orleans Saints. So really what I did here, there's less competition now in Houston. I think, in my opinion, I believe Philip Lindsay is going to get the majority of the work, or a big uptick in work at least. Whereas Latavius Murray has a lot more competition. He's got Le'Veon Bell, Tyson Williams, Devonta Freeman. So I rather have, a two committee backfield than a four committee, up to four person. And then finally ended up dropping the Bears defense because the Carolina Panthers got dropped. And I like their matchup this week going up against Atlanta. Currently the number 9 defense. They've had a good year. I think Matt Ryan, can produce some turnovers. And that offense isn't, amazing. It's good. It's very good, especially with Kyle Pitts emerging, but it's not, amazing. I think that the Carolina Panthers this week is a little safer than the Chicago Bears, especially no Khalil Mack going on IR. So that's kind of what I did there. Let's check out my week 8. Boom. Here we go. It's top dogs right now. Winner of this game will take over first place, sole possession of first place, and have the highest record. So here we go. Let's jump into it. It's me and Temperance. He is currently in first. It is a 50-50 split. We're literally both sitting at 120. I'm at 125.44 projected points. He's at 125.36. If that happens, oh my goodness, that'd be great. He's got Derrick Henry though. Derrick Henry and Eli Mitchell. Those two guys are good. I mean, I think they're going to put up some points this week. Daniel Jones also has the ability to playing against the Kansas City defense. I'm praying that this might finally be that bounce back week, that kick in the ass that the Chiefs need. So I'm hoping, they can do something with Daniel Jones. Obviously Kyler Murray playing tonight. I've got him playing against Green Bay. I think that'll be a pretty, he should have a good game. Hoping he can run the ball in once or twice. That would, help tremendously. If he can get over that 30-point threshold, that'd be just, great start to the week. Darrell Henderson. I have Darrell Henderson obviously going up against Houston. I like that matchup, especially if LA can jump out to an early lead and run the ball a ton with Henderson. Javonte Williams going up against Washington, another, weak defense this year. As long as he gets the touches, I'm comfortable with him. I think he can be a solid running back too this week. Let's move on to the wide receivers. I have, in my opinion, don't get me wrong, Michael Pittman, Adam Thielen, and Terry McLaurin could all outscore Calvin Ridley and D-Hop. I am a little worried about DeAndre Hopkins. I have to watch before the game because they're just going to warm him up. He is expected to play, but they're going to warm him up and make sure he doesn't have any setbacks or anything like that. It's DeAndre Hopkins, so I'm not taking him out of my lineup. I'm not going to overthink this, but I am a little worried. I'm a little worried he's not going to be 100% on the field as much as he should be. What I'm hoping for with no Devontae Adams there, no Allen Lazard, no MVS for the Packers is Aaron Rodgers can pull some magic and make this a shootout. I need this to be a shootout. I really do. If it can be a shootout, high scoring game, then it would just help me tremendously. I'm going to pull up real quick the over under, see what that is real quick. To let you guys know what the over under today is. Hopefully it's pretty high. But moving on, CeeDee Lamb going up against Minnesota should be a good game for him. Zach Ertz again playing tonight. So pretty excited about that. Like I said, I think he's going to be a tight end 1 rest of the season. Could even be a high end tight end 1. Top 5 has the ability to be. Over under for tonight's game is 50.5. If we could hit that over, that'd be great. I currently have Darnell Mooney, and I have a decision to make. I currently have Darnell Mooney in, okay? And then the Carolina defense, obviously. He's got Leonard Fournette. It's a tough matchup for Fournette, so I'm not too worried about it. Tight ends, I think, are pretty equal. I know Noah Fant is projected to be higher, but Jerry Jeudy is coming back this week. I trust Kyler Murray to throw the ball to the tight end more than I do Teddy B to throw to Noah Fant. So I'm not. Here's his. He's been getting the targets. Just hoping he stays out of the end zone this week. He's been doing it every other week. So technically, if you're looking at patterns, this is his week to get in the end zone. I'm hoping he breaks that streak today. But Darnell Mooney is my question of the day, or that question of the day. Just biggest question in general. I could play AJ Green, but then again, I don't want, like I said earlier, I'm very heavily invested in the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't like that. Only unless I need to be. Like they're only out of necessity. And it's just it bothers me. See, right now I'm sticking with Darnell Mooney. I think that with no Matt Nagy, as crazy as it sounds, Matt Nagy's holding the Bears back. I think that the Bears could have a better game going up against the San Francisco 49ers. And so far, Darnell Mooney has been his favorite target, has been Justin Fields' favorite target. Just hoping he can do more. He just needs to do more with those targets, and that's the issue. So I have a decision to make. And to be honest, as of right now, I'm sticking with Darnell Mooney. I'm not saying it's going to stay the same between now and and kickoff, but as of right now, I am. I could play, a risky flex in Philip Lindsay or Boston Scott. I think those are my only other two options, unless something happens to Dalvin Cook, obviously, or DeAndre Swift. But I don't see that happening. But really, my only options are AJ Green, Philip Lindsay, Boston Scott, or Darnell Mooney. Right now, I'm staying with Darnell Mooney. I feel more comfortable there. I think he has the lowest floor. And going up against Leonard Fournette, because I like to go position by position. I think that Darnell Mooney can score as many points with this matchup that Leonard Fournette has. So that's where I'm sitting. Not going to say 100% that I'm going to stay there, but that is where I'm at currently. Still mulling over AJ Green. So, all right. Anyways, guys, that is it. That is my preview. That's what's happened. Yeah, I'm sitting at 5-2, 0 running back, man, this year. Everybody's screaming now, 0 RB, 0 RB, 0 RB. It's a great strategy. It is working this year very well. But you've got to hit on those late round guys. You have to. Looking at my team, I've gotten fairly lucky. Let me take you back to the draft. Here's the original team I drafted. Okay, I'm right here. Started off D-Hop or Adams, D-Hop, CeeDee Lamb, Kyler Murray. But I grabbed Raheem Mostert, and that really hurt me. Him being out, that hurt me. It helped me get, nothing. Literally nothing. He scored no points. But, wow, that hurts. 2 points. That stinks. If he'd stay healthy, man, I might be close to undefeated. But anyways, then I grabbed Darrell Henderson. Glad I did. But Tyson Williams, he was a big role in the very beginning for myself. Scoring, having great, first 3 weeks. It's really helped me negate that Raheem Mostert loss. And then also Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams had a couple good weeks, was able to play him. Anyways, this is my draft. Hitting on those late round guys. I didn't hit on Ramondre Stevenson. Sony Michel is just a handcuff. I hit on Tyson Williams. I have dropped him. He's not on the team anymore, but he did what I needed him to do. He helped me get through those first 3 weeks. I don't think I lost my first game until week 5. I'm not mistaken. But anyways, so these guys are just depth. If you can hit on these late round running backs. I mean, that's the key. That's the key. Who else was taken? Let's see. Yeah, I mean, Leonard Fournette, that he's probably the steal of this draft as far as zero RB goes. Yeah, so that's kind of it. That's it. Sorry, kind of rambling now, but just want to show you my team where I drafted. Hitting on those late round guys is key. Obviously, KJ Hamler towards ACL or Achilles and is out for the season, so I don't have him anymore. I actually dropped AJ Green right after the draft and picked up a defense. But anyways, guys, that is it. That is my team. That's who I have. That's my matchup coming up this week. That's how I did last week, 5-2. Feel very confident. Oops, sorry. I didn't even look at the rest of everybody else. 4-3, 4-3, 4-3, 3-4, all the way down. It could change if you tuned in to us last night for the listener league. Then I've said it. I said it last night. It can change like that. So anyways, guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Let me know what you think about that trade. What you think about that trade I made. And let me know what you think I should do with my team next. There's not too much out there on the waivers. Brandon Ayuk just got dropped. That's nice. I know he's not performing, but he's a guy who could turn it around. Anyways, thanks guys so much for tuning in. I will let you guys go. Have a great day. Enjoy the